Okay, so when you're out in the desert, if you're in the desert in the middle of the day and you're at like 40 degrees centigrade or Celsius heat, the average person, if they're walking around, will lose about 900 milliliters of water per hour. This will be done through sweat. Now that is a ridiculous amount. This is why you gotta always stay out of the sun, because you can feel it just sapping your energy. You can feel it burning your skin. You can feel the sand burning your feet on the ground. You do have to watch out for signs of dehydration. I haven't really urinated much. Haven't urinated today yet. Yesterday when I urinated, the colour wasn't really all that good, which isn't really a good sign. That means I'm sweating out most of my moisture, which is not very good for me. It means I'm not conserving that means I'm not conserving the water I've got inside me enough. Yesterday in the sun, when I was out here in the middle of the day, my God, I felt so exhausted. I felt nauseous. I felt sick. I felt like I was too weak to even hold this camera. Right now, I can hold this camera fine, pretty much. I'm dehydrated, but I can hold it. But yesterday, when the heat was out, oh my God, it felt like I was carrying a brick house in my hands. It was that heavy. I just could not hold it, and I could not keep on walking. I felt like I was suffering from muscle cramps as well. My back of my knee was kind of cramping up, which wasn't too good. That's kind of, I think, part of an old injury that I had before I came out here, though. Like, when you're in a survival situation, you find water, you just drink it the moment you get it. Don't ration it. Don't think. It's like those drops of liquid on that container. I've got the plastic one. You drink it as soon as you can. You lick it. You wipe it up, because it's gonna. First off, it's gonna evaporate. Second off, don't ration your water. People have been found out in the desert, dead, dying. People, don't ration your water. People who have been found out in the desert, dead from dehydration with full canteens of water. It's just because they rationed it, and the dehydration and death kicked in before they could even finish their water. You never know when you're going to survive, so it's kind of a bit of a balance. You've got to make your own judgment call. Do you drink it all now? Do you all drink it all later? I drank all my water before I started the challenge, because that is what the challenge is: no water. I have been collecting my urine though, but I haven't put in any today. I'm not sure what I'm doing with it. If I drink it, it could be quite putrid. It's going to taste absolutely gross. I might try to use kind of a solar still type method and kind of evaporate the water into a kind of purified form. I can see the sun's really coming up now. The weather's fine now. The sun's just starting to come up. It's not hot. It's not cold. I can sit out here naked. I'm fine. But my God, once it heats up again, it's so sickening cold. It gets cold at night. It gets really hot during the day. I'm gonna have to spend all my time in the shelter. It's gonna be absolutely horrible, to be honest. No, I can't afford to stay here for much longer, to be honest. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to see what water I can gather, try and make a solar still. But long term, I do have to leave, I think. Most likely it's going to be today. I don't feel too good. I had this weird cough as well. I hate this from sand and dust going into my lungs, and no, it's not nice. What you want to do is avoid eating. Eating means that the digestive system requires water to digest the food. So the less you eat, the better you will be, and the less water you use up. You can survive 3 weeks without water, about 3 days. Oh no, you can survive 3 weeks without food and about 3 days without water. So you should focus on keeping the water in. You've got stores of fat, stores of muscle on your body to burn in a last-ditch effort, so you can always rely on that. if you are able to keep yourself covered up enough, you can actually reduce your sweat loss by about 25%, which is gonna, increase your survival time by a far distance. So if you're only sweating 1,000 millimeters, keeping covered up is gonna help you survive out here. You can decrease your sweat loss by about 25%. So if you are sweating a litre per hour, then you're only going to sweat 750, and that 250 millilitres is key. That's a decent sized drink, 250 millilitres, and that's every hour. So keep covered up, keep in the shade. That's what I'm doing. I'm on it out here just because during the day, because the sun hasn't come up yet properly. It's started to come up, but it's not up properly yet. You got to stay out of the sun in between the hours of 10 to 5. Hikers get caught out in the middle of the day. They just pass out from heat exhaustion and they end up dying. Right now, it's the perfect temperature. I love this temperature right now. I can survive it here forever in this temperature. But it's gonna get very hot in a few hours' time. So my lungs feel. My lungs are covered in dust and sand. Some hikers have been out lost in the desert, like the Grand Canyon, and they've died within 2 hours in the middle of the day. But some have survived up to 3 days by hiking, when it's cool and being clever about what they do. From what I've read, the average Bedouin, who's a native to the desert and the Sahara type area, can survive on just about a litre a day and be fine, whilst the average person takes 19. They do this by being clever, staying in the shade during the middle of the day. They wear dark flowing clothing. People think white clothing is the best thing. Dark clothing is actually better, because dark clothing will not reflect your heat back into your body. It will absorb the heat, while white clothing will reflect the heat from your body back into your body. Well, they are accustomed to desert life for thousands of years, so they're probably better suited. Water's my only priority. I don't care about food. I've seen one lizard, but it was a bit too fast for me to catch, and it was in the middle of the day yesterday, and I couldn't move. I was too hot, too exhausted. Didn't have any energy. Carrying all my bags, it was tough. Odds are I don't think I'm gonna find any real water source out in this desert at all. All the rivers kind of here seem to have dried up. There are a few plants here and there, but they're very dry plants. They're very brittle. There's really not really any real amount of water out here, to be honest. As I said, I don't eat food. Food would only cause your digestive system to pull moisture out of the rest of your body, when in fact you really need the moisture to be in your brain, because you need to be thinking and you need it in your muscles to be moving. You don't need it in your digestive system. It's just going to be drained. Normally you really need about a gallon of water a day, at least, maybe 4 gallons of water a day in a desert to stay properly hydrated. Sorry. Well, kind of blacked out there almost. if I get heat stroke bad out here, that could be the end of it. Like the middle of the day today is gonna be a very tough challenge because it'll be my second middle of the day out here. And the first one was hard enough. The second one's gonna be even harder because I don't have that kind of water store within my body to be able to keep on going. One of the key things about surviving out of the desert is learning the basic between water and kind of movement. Just limit your movement. Limit your movement during the day. Limit it in any way you can. Someone who performs hard work at like 43 degrees Celsius is going to be using 19 liters of water a day. But someone who's kind of out there for the same amount of time will not use barely anywhere near the same. My arms start to cramp up. It's like the more you sweat, the more you breathe, the more you talk, the more moisture you lose. So be careful. Exactly what lines. When water's scarce, just don't eat. But do not eat. 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 Really should be drinking about a litre of water every hour at temperatures of like 38 degrees. I'm not getting anywhere near that. I'm kind of tired and just like it's hot. It's hard out here. It's hard out here, and it's gonna get hot, and that's gonna be difficult.